Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie.
Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. For more information on how the CCIDA can assist your business, visit choosechq.com.
From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives.
The Hofbräu House in downtown Buffalo invites all our friends from Chautauqua County to experience craft beer, Bavarian food, and live entertainment. Check us out on our Facebook page and website for family-friendly events throughout the year.
From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and I'm so glad you could join us today. Well, if you aren't living near where we live, guess what? It's winter here. It was like 8-10 degrees yesterday morning, depending on where you were standing, I guess. And the winds are wicked cold. It's exhilarating, isn't it? Yeah, sure. It's like flipping a switch. It seems like 1 minute was spring, then it was fall, then it was winter, and then next thing you know, it's back again. But anyways, people say, well, how can you live up there, up in the north like that? I go, well, you know, we don't have fire ants, and we don't have hurricanes and tornadoes or floods and mudslides and all that stuff. We have snow, and you push it, and you put on extra layers of clothing, and you're good. Anyways, today it's a little nippy out there. The winds are a little bitey, so just be sure to put on an extra layer and watch for, what do you call that? Frostbite. I'll get there. On your face and in your hands and stuff. And of course, this time of year, watch for your pets. My dog Brody, you always see at the beginning of the show there, he's got like double layer of hair. So he dives into the snow like he was in a pool. He loves it. He comes walking in the house and he'll have this whole beard of snow and ice and snowballs hanging on his fur, and so we got to shake him down or get the hairdryer and dry him out. But anyways, so let's get started here. Good morning, wherever you are, whether you're watching us live right now from 9 to 10 on Spectrum 1301 or streaming live wherever you are in the world on our Facebook page. So we want to say, let's see, I do this every week. Let's see, good afternoon to anyone that's watching us in Europe. I believe it's that time already. My cousins in Holland, in Belgium, wherever. We have people that watch us throughout the United States, down into Florida, across the continent, and up in Canada. A friend of mine, Bob Morrow, I know he watches it from time to time. He's a fellow Rotarian, and oh gosh, just anywhere and everywhere we are happy to share information about what's going on here in Chautauqua County. Just in case, James, you're watching in Kenya, good morning. Natalia, I know you watch us every single week in the Ukraine. Come on, get that thing figured out, will you people? When I say you people, I'm talking about those guys that are sitting around those big fancy tables with the silverware and all that. Come on, figure this out and let's end this war, please, please, please. Natalia and your friends, please stay safe. All right. Then I want to say good afternoon to my listeners on WRFA 107.9 Low Power to the People, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. Thanks for checking in. Today's show is of interest because it covers all of Chautauqua County, and we're going to be talking about a wonderful organization called Community Helping Hands, and a dear friend of mine is in the studio. We haven't seen each other in years, and we've been catching up this morning, and we'll get to her in a little bit, but check us out on the radio in Jamestown on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Thanks for listening in. Now, the important thing is if you are watching live and you do have a question, a comment, something you want to share with us, give us a call, and Jeff's going to pop this up. Watch this magically. 716-753-5225. All right, 716-753-5225. Don't be bashful if you want to share something or have a question. We're here. We're live. Throughout the week, if you have an announcement, and people do send us stuff, so you won't be the first. Chautauqua Sunrise, all one word, at gmail.com. All right, Chautauqua Sunrise, all one word, at gmail.com. Send me your announcements. If you have an event, especially this time of year, a lot of people are having Christmases in the village or having, fundraisers, raffles, special events for Christmas, whether it's a special church service or if it's whatever, and then of course, once we get into the new year, there's all kinds of new things happening as well. Free of charge, we're public access, happy to do it. Okay, so the wind chill factor is pretty nasty out there. Be mindful of that throughout the weekend and coming up. In the beginning there, you saw I always have to go slow when I say the Chris Kindle Market up there at the Hopra, one of my underwriters. They're in weekend 3 now, and they're Friday through Sunday, and you can check that out if you're interested. I want to share with you right now, we don't have a poster on this, I don't think, so I want to tell you about my hometown today. It's called Christmas in Ripley, and it's starting up right now, and I believe a couple things that are going on immediately. Meters Restaurant, one of my underwriters, they have a special breakfast going on. I don't know what it is, but Bob and Sheila are putting together a nice breakfast for Christmas holiday. The Ripley Library, the public library there, I'm part of that group. From 9 to 4 today, they have a vendors event where they got local vendors, and we're always talking about shopping locally. Okay, a lot of vendors there. They're going to be offering lots of little Christmassy kinds of things, I'm sure. Stocking stuffers, things that you might be interested for yourself. And they have a basket raffle. I think I put in tickets for over 30 different baskets. It's really inexpensive. It's a wonderful fundraiser that they call them the BFF, so they're really the best friends of the library. They sponsor this every year, and there's some really, really nice baskets there. And so you can buy some tickets and put your chances in the basket or bags there. And so that's going on at the library from 9 to 4 today. Over at the Presbyterian Church, they have Noah's Ark, which is a wonderful, wonderful opportunity if you have somebody that's in need of some, especially children's clothing, I would guess, but anybody. They have clothing and different things there for very little money, and they're open from 10 to 2 at the fire hall right there in Ripley on Route 76, just near the railroad tracks. Face painting at the fire hall from 1 to 3:30. They're always exciting to be there. The fire department is just awesome. They're so supportive of what's going on in the community. Main Street Pizza, my friends over there, Nancy and Company, they're doing cookies and crafts from 2 to 4. The Stillwater Mennonite Singers are going to be at Meters. You'll have to find out. I don't have the time. It just said to be announced, but I'm sure that's going to be wonderful. Let's see here. We've got Santa Parade at 12:30 today. Okay. And then at the fire hall, Santa will be there from 1 to 3:30. You can have photos of your children or your pets. Lots of people get their pets taken with the kids and so forth. And sensory Barbecue is doing something where you make your own pizza. I mean, it's one of those things you can buy it and make your own or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but everybody in Ripley is jumping in on the festivities today. Not too long ago, Westfield did very something similar where they had all the different activities going on, and we're going to be talking about a special activity today at the Chautauqua Historical Society a little bit. We're going to talk about that's going on from 2 to 4, but I'll talk to you about that shortly. See, I didn't forget that. Okay, so lots of good stuff going on. And this is my favorite news of the day. I have wonderful news. Ready? Today is the next to the last day you're going to get all those advertisements and phone calls that says, hello, this is Mary. Are you there? Hi, this is Alice. Are you there? Tomorrow's the last day that you have the opportunity to have to be barraged by insurance companies to switch insurance companies. I say this every year. It's never ending. The commercials on TV, it's never ending. It's like, oh my gosh. One thing I want to point out to you, if you are concerned about your health insurance, especially if you're a senior citizen over 50 years old, call the Office for Aging Services out of Mayville. Jeff, we've got that New York Connects phone number, don't we? Let's pop that up here real quick when you get a second. So, thank you. Magic. We are so good here, so good. And we're working on a skeleton crew here today, just me and Jeff, just the two of us. The Berts are out wherever they are on vacation. 716-753-4582. Call that number and say that you want to talk to somebody that's a counselor for health insurance. Please, please, please do this. I had a family member that really got everything goofed up years ago. I said, why are you doing this? It was my father-in-law. And he was paying double and didn't realize it, and they straightened him out and saved him like thousands of dollars a year. Didn't even realize what was going on. You know, you talk to some old friend of yours, say, oh, this is insurance I got, so you go and buy that, and didn't realize you didn't need it, and on and on and on. So anyways, I've had a number of people that have gone to the Office for Aging Services. They've talked to Bridget and other people there, and they have left very, very happy because they are so helpful, and they will give you all the information you need, and it's free of charge, okay? That's your county dollars working for you. 753-4582. Check it out. Okay, so I have some announcements I want to share with you before my guest comes on. So let's get started with slide 15, Jeff. Here we go. Infinity's 8th annual holiday art market. All right, this is coming up next Saturday. A handmade celebration of creativity, community, and local youth arts, December 13th. Infinity invites the community to kick off the holiday season at their 8th annual holiday art market. Now, they said 8th annual, so that means I have announced every one of these over the years because we've been here longer than that. Okay, it's from 10 to 4 on the next Saturday, December 13th. The event will span both the Infinity Center, 301 East 2nd Street, and of course, just down the street at Pearl City Clay House, 220 East 2nd Street, transforming downtown Jamestown into a festive hub of local arts, hands-on creativity, and joyful community connection. Launched 8 years ago to support Infinity's mission to support local artists and their young musicians and artists, Infinity's annual art market has become a tradition that uplifts both regional artists and local youth who rely on arts access and mentorship at Infinity. The message of the day is simple. When our community supports creativity, everyone benefits. This year's vendor lineup includes a talented mix of local artisans and small creative businesses. Okay, I'm going to say these the best I can. Jixie's Jewelry, Renee Boardman, Cupcake Alchemist, The Mad Daughter Intuitive Art, Artsy Garden, Patchwork Trinkets, Creatures Crypt, K. Prigg Art, Creative Instincts, W&W Creations, and Metallurgy, Star and Cloud Shop, Flammable, no, it's not flammable. It's Frameable Pets. My eyes are crossing here. Excuse me. We're not setting anybody on fire. Frameable Pets, Witchy Wonders, and more. Artists retain 100% of their sales, keeping dollars invested in the local creative economy. Again, it's next Saturday, December 13th from 10 to 4. And as you guys know, I love Infinity. And guess what? We are having folks from Infinity here, once again, some of the kids are coming over and they're going to be telling us and showing us what they've been doing this year, and I can't wait. It's one of my favorite shows of the year. And as you know, I have performed with students from Infinity. I performed at Infinity. We love Infinity here, so we're looking forward to it. All right, so also Infinity in Performing Arts is now enrolling new students for January lessons and classes with a registration deadline on December 18th. Students who register by this date will begin lessons the first week of January. What a great time of the year. It's cold, it's dark, can't get outside and do whatever, but you can be taking lessons indoors where it's warm and really fun and supportive. Infinity provides individualized private lessons in music, art, dance, theater, and photography paired with an unlimited group classes. Students work with mentors who are professional musicians and artists, gaining skills, confidence, and performance opportunities. January is a wonderful time to join Infinity, according to Stephanie Rogers, executive assistant. It gives new students the chance to start the year off learning new skills and so on and so on. So give them a call at 664-0991, 664-0991. I recommend it. Okay, moving along here. I gotta keep my pages straight here, Jeff. All right, hang on, I'm almost there. Okay, we're going to go to slide 17, right? I think that's where I'm going. The city of Jamestown is proud to, oh, wait a minute. Gotcha. Slide 16, local families to benefit from evidence-based triple P parenting program. Say that 10 times fast, triple P parenting program. All right, Prevention Works is proud to announce the launch of several new triple P positive parenting program support groups. The Triple P Parenting Program is an internationally recognized evidence-based initiative designed to strengthen families, improve children's well-being, and support parents with practical tools for everyday challenges. Triple P provides parents and caregivers with proven strategies to build healthy relationships, manage challenging behaviors, and create safe, supportive home environments. The program is currently offered at multiple locations through strong collaborations with community partners, including Mental Health Association in Jamestown, UCAN City Mission, the Chautauqua County Department of Probation, and several local school districts. Okay, so Prevention Works is also excited to offer Triple P positive parenting. I'm really getting good at that. At our new Faulkner office over at 1 East Main Street. I've never heard that. 1 East Main Street, with evening sessions running from 5 to 7. Okay, so this is a great opportunity if you're interested. I know sometimes families find it a bit challenging working with certain children, and if you're interested, it's free. You just give them a call, and I'll give you the numbers. All right, locally in Jamestown area, 716-664-3608, or up north, 366-4623, 366-4623. And they'll give you all the information. We've been advertising these programs for years now. These folks do the job right. I've heard very good feedback from folks that have been involved with it. And again, Prevention Works, we've had them on the show a number of times, and they are offering great support for families. And remember, what you do well with kids at home spills right over in how the kids are doing at school. So do yourself a favor and your children a favor. Get some assistance from Prevention Works. Okay, now we'll do 17. The city of Jamestown is proud to announce this year's Grand Marshal for the Jamestown Annual Christmas Parade will be a distinguished Special Olympics athlete who represents the spirit of perseverance, joy, and community pride. Okay, I think we have a slide for this. Each year, the city selects a Grand Marshal or marshals who embodies dedication, courage, and inspiration. This year's honorees are celebrated Special Olympics, there we go, Olympians with strong local ties who exemplify these values both on and off the field. Special Olympics athletes from our region compete, listen to this, in a wide range of sports including golf, bocce, swimming, bowling, snowshoeing, basketball, and curling. The Grand Marshals symbolize what this parade in the season is all about: hope, determination, spreading joy, according to Mayor Kim Eklund. Okay, guess what? Today's the day. The Jamestown Annual Christmas Parade will take place today, December 6th at 6 p.m. in downtown Jamestown, featuring dozens of local businesses and so on. So get down there and have a great time. And I'm so proud to hear that these Special Olympians are the Grand Marshals. That was my field of education, working with these kids, and to see them aspire to these great levels is really, really awesome. Okay. Also, Collaborative Children's Solutions Television is partnering with Erie News and will now also bring the sights of the Spirit of Jamestown Holiday Parade to audiences across the region with full coverage today, starting at 5 p.m. With a special pre-show leading into the parade itself at 6. All right. And you can catch it on, I'm not sure what this is all about, but CCS TV, streaming across all digital platforms, and Erie News Now, simulcast on Facebook. So check it out, folks. You can watch the parade if you want to stay home or whatever. And Pat Smeraldo is doing a great job with his program with Collaborative Children's Solutions, okay? And he's been on the show many times. All right, we're in the home stretch. Who are you shopping for this season? From infants to seniors, you can find great gifts for everyone on your list when you shop local stores. For the children on your list, check out toys from Little Gift Nook in Jamestown, Peapod, and Juniper 2 in Lakewood, or Bricks and Bits Lego store in Salamanca. Looking for sporting goods or bicycle accessories? Try the Jamestown Cycle Shop in Jamestown, Fredonia, Cycling in Fredonia, or Pearl City Cycle in Jamestown. And pet lovers can go to Just Pets in Irving, and oh my gosh, the list goes on and on and on. What's the whole message here? The message is really, really simple. There are all kinds of wonderful local shops that you can go to, and the list is staggering. Let me just read off a few of these real quick. Cotton Thistle Boutique in Lakewood, Skillman's in Bemis Point, Stagecoach West in Irving, Uptown Kicks in Jamestown, the National Comedy Center, the Benton History Center, Audubon Nature Center, and Roger Torrey Peterson, and geez, all kinds of places. Peterson's Corn Crib Candies in Bustye, Big Tree Maple in Lakewood, and the Porridge Pie in Westfield. Okay, all local places. Check them out. Okay. Try to shop as much as you can locally. We appreciate it. Chautauqua Chamber is celebrating 25 years, and they hope that you'll join them this year at their annual meeting, and that's coming up soon. And also, you should know the holiday window decorating contest is underway, and you can start voting for your favorite business throughout the region. Okay? So, we're going to take a little breather. We'll be right back, and we have an announcement that Jeff is going to pop up here, and I'll be right back with my guests. Stay tuned.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, babe.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Oh my gosh. I think my brother and I were like 10 years old. We decided to cut our own haircut. Didn't come out well. I remember I cut my brother's hair. He had this big, just like that in there. The clipper went too deep and he had a big old rectangle on the side of his head. Anyways, fought. Jeff was telling me about being bald. Yeah, you get there quick. All right. My guest today is a friend of mine, Carol Hay, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for enduring the announcements in my fast talking. Lots of things going on in Chautauqua County.
I took a lot of notes.
You know, people don't realize that Chautauqua County is busy all the time.
Absolutely.
And I always say, if you can't find something to do in Chautauqua County on any given, especially weekend, you're either locked in your house or you're under a rock, because it just never ends. And right now, this time of year is especially a lot of fun. So, Carol, I know some about you, but I don't know everything about you. Tell me a little bit of background about yourself.
All right. Well, I was born and raised in Michigan, and I'm a New York transplant.
You were born in, see, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Where in Michigan?
Yeah. I was born near the Detroit area,
Oh.
raised in the Lansing area, went to college in Adrian and Michigan
They
State.
had the best music out of Detroit.
Oh, yeah,
Detroit.
Motown.
Motown. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh. That was the music I grew up on in Buffalo.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So, Michigan. So, you went to school in Lansing, you said? Or lived there?
Lived there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when my husband and I were married, during college. He was a potter. So we moved to Brooklyn, New York, where he studied at the Brooklyn Museum of Art.
Oh my gosh.
And then we went down to Bristol, Virginia, where he was an apprentice potter. And we had kept in contact with one of our professors from Adrian College, who had moved here to Jamestown Community College, Bill Disbrow, many of you know
I
Bill.
know him.
And he thought this was a great area to start a pottery. So we bought a 70-acre farm and started a pottery, and that's what we did for 13 years. Lived off the land. It was the 70s. Lived off the land. I canned and froze everything that we ate, and we had animals, etc. But you know how pottery becomes a very physical job, and after 13 years, we needed real jobs that paid money and had benefits.
So yeah, that living off the land only lasts for so long.
It does, and then your kids need shoes, and you know what are you going to do? So
throw another pot.
yeah, that was about it. So I went back to teaching, and as you know, I taught at Sherman for a number of years.
What did you teach? What level?
I taught. Well, I started out teaching junior high. History, political science person.
That's a tough area.
But after I had children, then I went back to school and became an elementary teacher, and then I was a remedial reading teacher, and then got my administrative degrees, as did you.
Fredonia, at Fredonia?
At Fredonia.
Bob Heisberger?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I was principal in Dunkirk at School 5.
I don't remember you being up there. Okay.
Yep, School 5. And then a job opened in Panama, which was 10 minutes from my house as opposed to 55 minutes.
Right.
So I took the job in Panama, was principal there, and then superintendent for 10 years.
We kind of ran parallel, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
I remember when you were, I think, a teacher, and I was special education teacher at BOCES, and I'm sure we shared kids over the years and just kind of crisscrossed, and then we were both superintendents at the same time.
Right.
And so, yeah, who was it? Bob Jaffrida, Ray Fasciano. We were all kind of contemporaries, I remember.
Right.
So it's kind of cool to,
Yep.
to talk with you again. So let's see, a potter. So you were doing the pottery too?
I did the things that didn't require a lot of skill. Like I could mix glazes
Oh, yeah.
and make a few hand mushroom kind of things. But if you wanted a beautiful pot, that was my husband.
Well,
Yep.
and what did he do afterwards?
He became the business manager at Chautauqua School before the merger.
Right?
And then he got another couple of degrees at Brockport. And he was a business manager in Moravia, New York.
Where's that?
Just south of Auburn.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
in that area. So he did that, and then a position opened in Salamanca.
That's why I was
which-
pointing, because I remember he was not
Yep.
that far away. Okay.
Yep. So he came back and was at Salamanca.
So we have interesting lives, don't we?
Well, a lot of moving around and
Yeah.
variety, which I love.
Yeah, yeah.
Change is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you retired, and I retired, and here we are after all these years doing crazy and fun things.
Lots of different kinds of things. But it is interesting that once you retire and you are known for having some skills in maybe administration, in education, and being able to organize some things, you get picked for different occupations.
You know, see if you feel the same way as I do. I don't know. When I retired, I felt like, number one, the community had paid my wages all those years. And you know, we always got that story, well, we're paying your salary. Well, yeah, they did. But also, we were trained. We got lots of opportunity to go to in-services, and we were trained in so many different areas, paid for some of our college degrees, like administration, because you would get reimbursements for those things. And when I retired, I thought, I, like you, have a skill set that not many people have. So I felt like I wanted to give back to my community.
Right.
Do you feel that way?
Absolutely.
And so I always find myself on the financial end of it, that people say, I don't understand any of this. Like, give me that budget. You know, and they'll hand me this piece of paper and it's like this. And I'm like, what am I looking at? Well, you look at the budget. I go, I think we can make this better. And so we start talking about budget codes and different that, and they go, well, what are those? I say, well, trust me on this. And so, and then like you say, just boardmanship, you know, you know how to run a board, or you've been involved with high-end kinds of decision-making. And I think that's kind of nice where, you know, people that have been in the field, whether it's being a school superintendent or whatever your background is, if you can give back to your community, wow.
I think personally that's why we're put on earth, is to serve each other. And the fact that I retired and had time and could do some different things opened up opportunities for me. A couple of the things that you had on earlier in your announcements, I mean, we had community partners that came into the school districts, and a number of times now I can go back and help those same community partners. And I really feel that my networking and connecting people, connecting schools, doing a lot of those things, giving back to the community.
How many times in a given week do you say, I know somebody, I'll call it?
That's right.
I don't know how many times I'll send an email and say, hi, this is Jim and this is Sue, and you all need to talk together. I
Right.
do this all the time. Because right here at the show, like we were saying, this is show 592 show, 592nd show. And so somebody, for instance, Jeff Winton, I don't know if you know Jeff.
I do not.
He's with Rural Minds, and we're talking about suicide prevention in the ag world and things. Well, I just ran into another group. We're doing almost identical stuff in Buffalo. I said, you need to talk to Jeff because he's international now. And so I send people emails all the time. So yeah, I think you're right. I think some of us have been given this extra job to do now in our retirement years. Very, very cool.
Absolutely.
So go ahead.
Well, one of my more recent things is I met a young man who is starting a Healing for Heroes.
Healing for Heroes. Okay, is that local?
Yes,
Okay.
Bemis Point.
Oh,
It's a
right.
new 501c3, but his point is veterans who maybe need to get out of the city of Jamestown and want to relax in a rural environment. He's got the space. He allows them to hunt on his property. So in having a conversation with him, because they applied for a grant, and I'm on Chautauqua Region Community Foundation.
You're on the other foundation.
Yep. So they applied for a grant. I investigated his operation out there. Well, then I thought, well, I know a couple of people who do fishing charters on Chautauqua. It'd be nice to take them out for fishing trips. And then I was talking to Vince Horgan, who knows a lot about military and community things, trying to get some connections between him and this Tom Nelson, who is doing the Healing for Heroes. So, you know, you run into people, and then all of a sudden you think, oh, this group could help this group. And
Are they familiar with the PFC Dwyer group?
yes.
Okay,
yes.
they were just on. All right.
And-
Drianne
right.
Chorba was just here, and she's the new director of that program.
Right,
So,
yeah.
see, we all know people, don't we?
And they meet at the church that I attend,
Oh,
so
all right,
I am
Jamestown.
familiar with them, and yeah.
Super, yeah.
Yeah.
Cindy Reedy was the director, and she stepped off, but.
She
and
did a
then,
great job.
All of our friends there, Mike Rao and Greg
Good.
Carlson, all those guys have done a fabulous job with our veterans. So Healing for Heroes, interesting. So people that don't know what a 501c3 is, basically that's a not-for-profit that you can donate and you can then put it to your taxes and claim it as a donation, right?
Correct.
That's a simplified version.
Simplified version,
But it's
and
bonafide.
very accurate.
And it has to,
Yes.
it has to be, this isn't just something you can pull off. I mean, you gotta go through a lot of hoops to become 501c3. I've done a couple
Correct.
over the years, and there's a lot of paperwork involved.
There is.
Tom Nelson, is he from the Frewsburg area? Is he a big, tall guy?
No, he's not a real tall guy.
Maybe it's a different
But he's
one.
a nice guy.
Okay, because I think I know a Tom Nelson. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Healing for Heroes. So somebody wants to get a hold of this program, is there any way to do it? They have a Facebook page?
They do have a nice website. It's very complete. So if you
Mm-hmm.
just put in Healing for Heroes in your Google search, whatever. You'll
You-
get it.
You know, I was kidding, well, sort of kidding, about, all this insurance ads and stuff like that, but I do see a lot of ads for supporting our veterans also.
Thank goodness.
And it kind of ticks me off, to be honest with you. It's like, why do we have to have so many organizations? I thought when they raise their hand and take their oath that the government was going to take care of them. Don't start laughing out there, okay? You know what I'm talking about. It's sort of like people really need to support these folks.
Absolutely.
And because it's not there for whatever reason. And this is the first time ever. I guess we're going to have to get Tom on here.
That'd be great because he's very interesting. He and his wife both
Okay.
are operating this.
You'll have to send me
this new thing.
his
I
email
will. I'll
address or
send you
whatever.
contact.
All right, so we'll do that. So Tom, if you're watching, you're going to be my guest here
There
soon.
you go.
All right, so you're involved with that group. Are you on the board or just helping out?
Just helping out. Just happened to be involved with the grant committee that was interviewing,
Right,
and so one thing leads to another.
I've done the same
But
thing on North Chautauqua Community Foundation, where you go out and you interview and you make sure that the funds are going in the right place. So, and folks,
Right.
the interesting thing is, both Carol and I both have sons that were
Military.
in military. My son's retired, your son's still active.
Right.
And you said that he's a colonel.
He is.
Yeah, wow, very good. Yeah, Scott was retired as chief warrant officer 4, and I think that's major or something like that. I don't know. These guys have all these,
Yeah,
these ranks that they call each other, and I know it was pretty good. So,
good.
and hope he's safe and staying out of harm's way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I think you also mentioned something, we might as well get it on now, that you are on the Chautauqua Historical Society?
I am, and tomorrow's our big open house, so I want to plug that.
Go ahead, go for it.
Tomorrow is our open house called Just Desserts, which means, of course, you get to eat. And the McClurg Museum is all decorated for Christmas
It's
and
beautiful
looks
in there.
gorgeous.
And the whole park is unbelievable
Yes.
right now.
Well, most of Westfield looks really, really nice.
Yeah.
Great movement of people to keep things going there.
Yeah.
But
All right, so Just Desserts from...
Just Desserts from 2 to 4 at the McClurg Museum.
It's that
And,
great big white building, folks, in Moore Park. You
Yeah.
can't miss it. It's right in the middle of Westfield. All right,
Right,
so
yeah.
how's it
So-
work? You just show up? You had to-
Just show up between 2 and 4, have a little dessert, and wander around the museum and enjoy
How much does it
visiting
cost?
with people. It's totally free. It is our thank you to the community for always supporting history and the museum in particular.
And being the town historian in Ripley, I'm a member, and I've been a member for, besides that,
Right.
over the years. I actually played there for a number of years, fundraisers and stuff. But if you haven't been at the McClurg, it is like going into a different time zone, right?
Yeah.
It is absolutely gorgeous there. And I've got good friends that are on the board. I didn't even know you were on the board. So many people have been on my show have been part of that program. And history has to be preserved, and McClurg does just that, and so that's really cool.
We've got a couple of new people who are working on exhibits, well, and a couple of people who've been there for a long time. Sandy Brown
Oh yeah,
seems
I
to
just saw Sandy last night, Dave.
She has an eye for what fits together, what
Mm-hmm.
works, and does beautiful work with the exhibits. So,
Excellent, okay.
yeah.
So, and I know that Jason Sample is your president.
He
Jason's
is.
been on the show. We had Norm Carlson was with him that day, the county historian. So Michelle Henry, I know Michelle, and just a whole, Janice Burkhouse, and a lot of my
Christy
friends.
Herbst.
Yep. Oh, Christy, yeah.
Yeah.
Good people. And for those of you that have been watching the show here, I had the pleasure of announcing the parade again this year for Westfield.
Okay.
And it was outstanding. I mean, it gets better and better. And if you haven't been to Westfield, holy cow, the park it's over the top. I mean, it's gorgeous. We just went through there last night, and I was remarking it's uplifting. And McClurg is all part of that.
Well, and you mentioned that Chautauqua County has so many things going on, and if people are sitting home, it's their own fault. It really is,
Yeah.
because last night I was at a band concert in Jamestown.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight is the Serendipity concert in Jamestown at Christ First. That's at 4. But there's always music every weekend, whether it's student groups or some of the community music project.
Right, and a lot of the local venues
Lots of
have music.
stuff.
I mean, you know, I've been, as you know, I've been a musician all my life, and I would say, you know, per capita, there's more musicians in Chautauqua County than there are in most places. I mean,
I would believe it.
We really are blessed with so many wonderful venues in the area. Right here in Mayville, there's a couple, you know, we're alone. So let's get to why you're actually here.
That would be great.
We've been building up to the big presentation here. So I can't remember how long ago it was. I'm going to say 10 years, maybe. Amy Roller was here, and it was recommended by my friend Jim Holler, who had Trinity Guitars, and we, again, that music connection said, you need to get Amy on here. She's with this group called Community Helping Hands. I'd never heard of it. And I believe she was the executive director at the time.
Yes.
So I'm going to introduce Community Helping Hands, and why are we talking about it today?
Well, I want to make sure people know we're still in business. Community Helping Hands has been around since 2001, and it's taken different forms. In 2008, it was moved to the Gateway Center, which is at 31 Water Street.
I know where that is.
And I've been reading a lot about the history of the Gateway Center lately and how it was Worsted Mills and then Chautauqua Hardware and history and me, you know. But Helping Hands is still there. We're still doing what we do best, which is helping people get what they need. Clients are referred to us from churches, from other nonprofits, Salvation Army, a lot of different organizations. And they come in, they're interviewed, and then we find out what it is that they need. Maybe they just moved to a new apartment and they need a kitchen table and a couple of chairs. Maybe they are new to the area and they need clothes. Especially this time of year, there's people that don't have winter coats.
They've moved in maybe from Florida or
Right, anywhere. So we have usable housewares, we have usable furniture, and we have wearable clothing that is given to clients who are referred to us.
Where do you get all this stuff?
People in this wonderful county donate all these wearable clothes and usable furniture and household appliances. Things that people can use, they donate them to Helping Hands. And you can still do that between the hours of 3:30 and 6:30 on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We changed it. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, things can be taken to Helping Hands and donated. And then we also have retail sales rooms. So if people want to buy inexpensive things, you can come down and buy clothes, household goods. Right now we have a beautiful Christmas room where everything in there is Christmas and you can buy anything you want. And furniture.
So the retail supports the other side, I'm assuming.
Right. That is our revenue source.
So we talked about 501c3 with your Healing for Heroes. So I'm assuming you're 501c3
Correct.
also? So if somebody donates a refrigerator, they could do they get a receipt?
We give them a tax donation letter if they want it.
Okay.
And not everybody wants those things.
Yeah, because it
but-
may not amount to a whole lot
Right.
necessarily.
But if somebody wants it, they get a letter. Financial donations, we try and make sure that the letters go out of thank you. And
So what was the origin of this whole organization to start with? Did somebody start this?
Gary Lynn,
Yeah. Okay.
very well known in the community for giving of a lot of things, including a lot of help to a lot of businesses. Gary Lynn started it, and then as it grew, we utilized the space at the Gateway Center. Amy Roller was the executive director for a number of years. And then there were a couple of interim people, and right now Sean Whitmer is our executive director. And Sean was supposed to be with me today.
Yeah, but he's busy, I understand.
He is busy.
What's he doing?
Because today is the Polar Plunge in Lakewood. And the Polar Plunge is ongoing every year. There's one, and the funds that are raised by it go to another nonprofit. This year they're going to the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
But also people have been asked to bring used, gently used
Yeah.
coats and jackets for kids, which are being donated to Community Helping Hands.
Okay.
So Sean is, whether he's plunging or not is debatable, but he is there collecting jackets.
So
for
how do they make money?
I believe they have to pay.
Like a sponsorship or
yeah,
something?
Yeah, and you donate so much money to freeze in the water.
You know,
Not anything
this
that
is
I'm
not-
going to
This
do,
is not
but-
necessarily a well-known fact, but he's not here today. But Randy Burt did the plunge one year,
Oh,
and no, I'm sorry, no.
I'll stand there and hold the towel for you, but I'm not going
I've done the
in.
ice water challenge. I've ridden my bike for Roswell, but I just don't think I could do the plunge. I think my heart would stop. I don't know.
And I wouldn't want to test it.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
But
But
those that would like to, that's a great cause.
it is a great cause.
So you mentioned kids' clothing. So what are you looking for specifically? Anything?
We take almost anything. Let me give you a little bit of a story.
Please do. Stories are good.
Helping Hands is open on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to interview clients and to take them down shopping and gather what they need. Fridays is sort of our catch-up day, and I go in and, file and take care of all the paperwork that nobody else likes to do and I love. So I was there doing some work one Friday, and it was within the last month. It was cold, very cold. And a gentleman came in, and we explained we weren't open, and he said, oh, and he looked very disappointed. And so Sean he's great with all people. Sean said, well, what did you need? Why did you come in? And he held his foot up, and he said that his shoe had a hole in it about that size. And he said he wondered if he could get some socks.
I've heard these stories about socks. People, that's one of the highest demanded
It is.
item is socks. That seems so weird.
Because, well, if your shoe has a
Yeah,
hole in it,
Yep, there goes the sock.
the sock gets awfully wet. So I looked at Sean, and Sean has the heart of gold.
Yeah.
So he took the gentleman downstairs
Of
and
course he
got him
did.
shoes and socks.
Mhm.
And he was happy as he left the office. But I think besides the fact that we give people what they need in terms of clothing or pots and pans, whatever, we give them quality time. Nobody is hurried. We listen to their stories, we talk, we give advice. There's some times where some of my connections have come into helping.
Have you looked into this? You have this phone number. Check this out. Yeah.
Yep. One of the things that happened right after that gentleman left, we had another young lady who came in with an adorable 2-year-old little boy. I would have taken him home had she allowed me to, but
You can't keep them.
but she came in and she was very teary, and we were talking using our Spanish translator,
Oh, okay.
which Serena is just absolutely wonderful because she's one of the few people that can speak both languages equally well and knows what's going on, so she's great. So anyway, the young lady was crying because she had a pile of papers from immigration asking her to appear in court in Buffalo.
Oh boy.
So she had done what she could as far as following their directions of who to call to represent her and all those things. The attorneys were all based in Buffalo.
Oh boy.
And all of them told her they were overwhelmed and could not be helpful.
Yeah.
So we sat, and between Serena interpreting for me with this young lady, one of the people that I had met just recently is with the New Neighbor Coalition in Jamestown, and I knew that she was involved with refugees and immigration, So I text her, and she was in a meeting, but she said, I'll call you back, and she did. And she made all the arrangements for a pastor in Jamestown and her to go with this young woman to Buffalo, to court, to help handle all of those kinds of things. You know, if I hadn't been there that day, I'm sure they would have handled it in a different way.
Right.
But it is knowing who's available and who can help out and who could be part of that kind of a resolution to this poor woman's problem.
You know, I say this all the time on the show, and it's going to go right to what you're saying and what you are covering, is that one of the reasons I have this show and I get up Saturday mornings in my crew, because I think every week we save a life.
Yep.
Okay?
I think
Because the information we share, or we give a phone number, or we say, talk to these people, I'm positive. We don't get a lot of feedback, but every once in a while I do, because I know what we're talking about is important.
Right.
And I'm going to go back to what you were talking about with Healing for Heroes, and I don't mean to keep doing that, but again, isn't it a sad state where we have to do these things for people?
Absolutely.
And maybe I'm just being dumb about this, and maybe it's supposed to be this way, I don't know. But when you think about our country and how great we are and stuff like that, we're still struggling with a lot of poverty. And I've had people on the show, and I know I'm right, Chautauqua County is either the #1 or the #2 poorest county in New York State. And people are shocked when they hear that, okay? And so what you're telling me is right up that alley, the same thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, wow. Tell me about this interview process, because a lot of people are very, very skeptical, like with the Office for Aging Services. Oh, I don't want to talk to them, they're going to ask me questions. They're not going to ask you anything really crazy. They're just going to want to know some basic information, because the more you tell them, the more they can hook you up with services. So tell me about the interview process for people that are listening right now, because they might say, I know just the person, but they're really knuckleheads and they won't go down there because they're afraid you're going to ask them, you know, do they smoke or do they drink, whatever. So.
And we do not get into personal things like that. But our point is, if you know the person, they might come in asking for the table and chair for their kitchen. And then as we say, okay, where are you living? You know, do you have children? All of a sudden we find out there's many needs.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just a table and chair, but they need winter coats. They need grandma who's staying with them needs a walker. We have lots of medical supplies. We have walkers, we have wheelchairs, we have crutches, we have showers, stools, whatever you call them. We have portable toilets. We can help in a lot of ways, but we don't know that because when they come in,
They're just centered on that table.
they need the table and chairs. But after the discussion, and it's more of a conversation than an interview.
Okay.
But yeah, after the discussion, we find out we can be helpful in a lot of other ways. And we can connect them with other services.
You know, and that you have a bilingual translator there is awesome, you know. And having been in
Absolutely.
education, we both know, in the county, we got in the north, we got in the south, we got a lot of Hispanic families, and they're missing out on stuff because they don't understand, or they're getting themselves into a boondoggle and they don't know how to get out of it.
Right.
So, other languages that we're dealing with in Chautauqua County or in the south, I don't think too many others.
We don't. African has a lot of different dialects, and some of the refugees that have come from Somalia and some of the other places, as I understand it, we use interpreters mostly through Buffalo.
Okay.
There's an organization called Journey's End,
Okay.
and our New Neighbor Coalition is sort of a partner with them, so they get through the language barriers that way. But
Okay, now I mentioned North County, if you will, or you know, Dunkirk area, Jamestown. So if someone's watching now, which they do from, let's say, Westfield, Dunkirk, wherever, can they come down?
yes, we do work with rural ministries in Dunkirk.
Sure.
Because they do a very similar thing to what we do.
Yeah,
in
and they
just
may
North
be out of
County.
something and they can
Right.
contact you.
Right.
So it doesn't matter where you live
It
in Chautauqua
doesn't
County?
matter. And sometimes we have people who live in the South County, work in the North County, vice versa, so we just all work together.
If
It's
you
fine.
had the top I don't know, let's say 3 or 5 things that you need right now. Could you get off the top of your head, can you list what you're looking for?
Winter clothes,
Okay.
socks, boots. Men's clothes goes very quickly, so any men's
Well,
clothes.
we mentioned UCAN, I mean, they're
Right.
homeless gentlemen.
Right,
Okay.
right. So those are the things going right now. One of the big pieces that I need to mention is our next big step is a housing project.
Really?
And some people have heard of what is, the project is called the Gateway Lofts Project.
Okay.
It was conceived, the idea, and started in 2017. It is a partnership with STEL, Southern Tier Environmental Living, and also the YWCA in Jamestown. So the housing project, when you think that this is 2025 and this was initiated in
8 years
20,
ago.
yeah. It's been through a few different transformations, but COVID hit, and I hate blaming COVID for a lot of things, but in this particular case.
It left a big hole in a lot of areas, I know that.
Yep. The project is being funded by tax credits, which means you have to get a funder who wants to buy the tax credits in order to
Right. I'm familiar
finance
with
the
that, yeah.
project. So it's been through a few ups and downs, but at this point, it looks like we're going to have a go-ahead in the first quarter of 2026.
Wow.
So everybody's pretty excited. We all are very much aware that there are homeless in Chautauqua
It's in the
County.
paper quite often, especially this time of year. The
Absolutely.
Project Blue, I think it's called,
Yep.
and stuff like that. Okay.
So part of the housing will be for men and women who are transitioning. Maybe they have a mental health diagnosis and they need some structure, not just living on their own,
Right.
but being supervised. The WISE part of the housing project will involve women and children who need housing. And then there'll be some housing for, open for people who are low income and need some extra housing.
Well, you have to keep me posted on that.
I will, because it's a huge project and we're all excited that this might be the go-ahead.
Okay. We got a minute and a half left.
Oh my
I-
gosh.
So I want you to hold up that QR code. Okay, Jeff?
Okay, let's see how,
Just hold it. And
Are we
Jeff's
okay?
he'll tell you in a second. This is about as good as we can get. So folks, I think if you put your phone near the QR code, you will go right to where? Where we're going?
it's a pay
Oh,
thing through
state-
the Chautauqua County.
Jeff is going to do some magic here. He's going to.
Oh, I love it.
All right, just stay right there.
It's through our Helping Hands website.
Okay. So, Helping Hands, and you go right there. We go. I know it'll work now for sure. Thanks, Jeff, for doing that. And if they want to donate or they want to learn more information about Community Helping Hands, that's the one. Huh?
That's, the code will help.
Okay.
And also go to our website.
Thank you. Okay.
We're good. The
Thanks, Jeff.
and Facebook page, both of them will give information. Let me give you
Go ahead.
our.
You got it.
I'll go fast.
Okay.
If you want to make a phone call,
Yep, that's what I was looking for.
716 487 1488.
Okay.
And there's email address would be the office.chh@gmail.com.
Okay. And the address one more time?
31 Water Street, Jamestown.
All right. Carol, this has been wonderful catching up with you, and thank you for working on such a noble cause as Community Helping Hands. And if there's anything we can do to promote other projects connected to this, or when you tell us about the Gateway Loss when they're ready, or you want to bring somebody on to talk about that, let's do it, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, folks.
It's been great.
that was a lot of information about a lot of things. And Carol, hey, thanks for being my guest today.
It was nice connecting with you again. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. So folks, that's what we do here every Saturday morning. And if you have comments or questions, follow up, send them to me and we'll get it to you. This will be on Facebook for a while, and then of course YouTube. We are a reference library on YouTube, and you can go back and watch the show over and over again. You can watch this again at 2 and 8 every day on 1301 Spectrum. Have a wonderful weekend. Get out to Ripley. Get out to the parade today in Jamestown. Check out Community Helping Hands at 31 Water Street, right?
Correct.
All right, in Jamestown. Bye now. Stay warm.